What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Opinionated, outspoken, informative. The Jaguar Journal. Your source for the latest information on Southern University sports and SWAC athletics. A Baton Rouge sports talk tradition.
All right, everybody, bright and early on a Saturday morning. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. I'm glad to have you guys with us as we get started this morning. Got to go to a quick commercial break. When I come back on the other side, we're going to get this thing going. It is Southern Jackson State. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
Quincy Rashard is the quarterback. And, Don, this is a man who's really changed his game from last season, and he's a graduate student as well.
Yes, he has, Bob. Quincy Rashard has matured into the unquestioned leader of this Southern University offensive attack. 10 wins this season, and he set school marks for passing yards and touchdown passes. And Bobby's had a lot of help, only 5 sacks on the season.
He earned his undergraduate degree back in August. He's taking some master's classes, and he wants to be a lawyer.
Here's Rashard looking in the end zone. Has a man there. Touchdown, Southern University.
Play clock down to 3. Rashard gets it off over the middle. Touchdown!
Holmes goes in motion and comes set on a 1st and 10. Rashard completes it. That's Ard. Ard down the sideline. He could go. And finally pushed out of bounds. Rashard's run for 10 touchdowns this season. He's going to keep it. Rashard goes in. Make it 11 for Quincy Rashard. Rashard wide open. Touchdown, Chris Davis. Oh, does he love playing football even more now?
That in the flag against Grambling, holding on the kickoff.
Rashard looking deep, and it's a touchdown.
but only 3 times did he go down. Twice he ran out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. It goes down as a sack.
2nd and 8. The deep ball, and that's our man, Chris Davis, for the touchdown. Time for today's State Farm Players of the Game. And from Southern University, the quarterback, number 15, Quincy Rashard, 34 of 42, 552 yards, 5 touchdown passes.
Quincy, on behalf of State Farm Insurance Companies, I want to present you with a trophy for the most outstanding player today. Congratulations.
All right, everybody, we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal. I'm Perry White. Good morning to everybody out there listening on Talk 107.3 FM across the Baton Rouge capital city area, and everybody watching on our Facebook and YouTube Live. It is Southern Jackson State. It's the Boombox Classic right here in Baton Rouge this morning. I'm joined here in the studio with Miss Judy Martin Davis, known to everybody in Jaguar land as Lady Jaguar.
Of the Southern University.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're taking off, right?
That's it, and guess what? What we're doing today, she's joining me here in the studio. We're going to give away some tickets to some lucky callers this morning that are looking to go to the Southern and Jackson State game. Is that correct?
You better know it. The whole idea is to put them butts in seats.
That's what we're trying to do today?
Oh, that's what we're going to do today.
That's what we're going to do
today?
We're
not going to try to do it. We're going to do it. How about that?
Let's do it then. Woo. We already got the call lines up. People are calling in. Let's go to caller number 1. Good morning. You are on the Jaguar Journal. Who am I speaking with?
Gino.
Good morning, Gino. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Man, you want to go to the Southern and Jackson State game today?
Do I?
My. Well, Gino, we got it going on right over here. We've got those tickets ready, and the whole idea is to put butts in seats.
Sound like Gino gonna have his butt in the seat.
You better
today.
know it. Better ask somebody.
Hey, Gino, what I need you to do, stay on the line. We're gonna get you information, all right?
All right, no problem.
All right, congratulations.
Nice.
Gino going to the game today. All right, let's go to, we got another call on the line. Let's go to caller number
Dennis?
2. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Janice.
Janice.
Woo.
You trying to go to the Southern and Jackson State game today?
All day long.
Okay.
Look, listen, what you say, put them butts in the seats?
Put them butts in the seats. We're going to have to put
Spreading it
Janice's
out,
butt
spreading it
in a
out.
seat.
Janice, you
Spread it
trying to
out.
put your butt in the seat today, baby Mumford, today?
Yeah, it's going to spread it out.
All of it.
Well, Janice, you are going to the Southern and Jackson State game today. Please, please, what I need you to do not hang up. Just hold on, and we're going to put you on hold as we continue to keep on with the show, okay?
Sure, thank you.
All right, let's put her on hold. Anybody else, if you're out there, 225-499-1073. We got what, about 2 more?
We've got one more.
One more parent who's going to be our next lucky winner. 225-499-1073 is the number. We already got 2 lucky winners. Gino and Janice are both going to the Southern University game today. We got one more caller. Somebody calling in over there. Let's see who we got, Mike. Mike going to figure it out for us. But, you know, as you talk about get those butts in the seat, how important is it to get fans in the stands
It's
today?
urgent.
Mm-hmm.
It's urgent. We've got young people out there making a difference for the university here in the community, and we want to see you in the place.
All right, who we got, Mike? All right, good morning. You are live on the Jaguar Journal. Give me your name. It sounds like you must be trying to go to the Southern and Jackson State game.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Dion. How you doing?
What's going on, Dion?
It's Dion.
Hey, I'm trying to get in there and show out SU all day, baby.
Well, Dion, guess what? You done got in there.
In the
You ain't
house.
trying to get in there. You in there,
there.
Dion.
I'm in there. I'm already dressed, and I'm heading up there.
Oh, man. Now, that's what I'm talking about. If that's not putting your butt in the seat, I don't know what is.
Dion say he trying to put his butt in the seat. Dion,
I'm
well,
putting
guess
my
what?
butt in the seat.
That butt gonna be in the seat. You just gotta get
dang.
there.
That's right.
Oh, I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be there.
Well, congratulations, Dion. What I need you to do, man, is hold on. Just be on hold. We're about to get ready to go to a quick break. And Miss Lady Jaguar is going to give you all the information you need in order to proceed with this ticket to get your butt in the seat today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Appreciate it.
We Appreciate you. Go Jags.
All right, let's see. As we move forward today, hold on, we got somebody else. We got one more caller. Let's just see. Let's see who it is. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who we speaking with?
Michaela.
Michaela, what you doing calling? So you just missed the tickets, Michaela. What are you doing?
Oh, no.
I had you set up this morning, Michaela. Then, it's okay. It's okay. What we going to do, I'm going to find you some tickets, Michaela, to put your butts in the seat. You trying to go to the Southern Jackson State game today?
Of course.
Well, Michaela, you just get on hold right quick. I'll talk to you here in a minute. We're going to make sure we get you taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
All right, just hold on.
Thanks, Michaela.
All right, everybody. As you see, everybody trying to go to this Southern Jackson game.
Well, why not?
They hot this morning.
I tell you what, they are hotter than July, and it's already passed. We about to march into October, and it's already passed.
I want to say good morning to everybody out there listening. Good morning to everybody on our Talk 107.3 airways across the Baton Rouge capital city area. Good morning, to Michaela, to Dion, to Janice, to Gino. That's our winners this morning. They all going to the Southern versus Jackson State game. And for everybody else, we're going to get ready to take a break. We're going to get that information, try to make sure we get them taken care of. And when we come back on the other side, I'm going to have my man John Grant, the executive director of the Celebration Bowl, of the MEAC SWAC Challenge, and now the Red Lobster Band of the Year. We're going to talk all of that as we move forward here in the show. So what I need you guys to do, going to take a little extended break, but just listen. Get your popcorn. It's in the morning. They ain't eating no popcorn.
You're not going to eat no popcorn. Get your waffles, chicken and waffles.
Well, it's Southern and Jackson, so I don't know what they put in their cups. It may not be no coffee this morning.
No.
They going in the cooler this morning.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so go get a little ice. Put some on that ice. Let it simmer a little bit. And then we'll be right back. So you guys stay tuned. I want to thank you for coming in this morning as well.
For having me.
All right. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. More to Jaguar Journal. It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White. And what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
T.R. Ricks is a fifth-year senior who's getting his first chance to drive the train that Bob talked about. And right now, he's driving it quite well because the Southern Jaguars are kicking butt in the SWAC conference. As Bob mentioned, 6-0 overall in the SWAC, and T.R. Ricks has played so well, over 2,000 yards passing. In the last 3 games running the football, he's been over 100 yards on the ground. The respect factor that he gets from his teammates is incredible. As a fifth-year senior who's never started, they elected him captain. And the numbers he has put up are represented on your screen. 27 total touchdowns on the offense, a pass percentage of nearly 60%. He could be the SWAC Player of the Year on the offensive side.
And they're going to get a huge dose of the best offensive player in the SWAC, and that being Thomas Ricks.
Yeah, what Thomas Ricks has found a way to do is just beat defenses either with his arm, with his feet, or with his leadership capabilities, finding a way to win the games late with fourth quarter comebacks. He showed versatility and athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete that knows how to win, most importantly.
Really is a leader both on and off the field.
I just think it has come to a maturity level. I have a 4-year-old son, and, when he was born, I had to grow up fast and, just staying in school and practicing every day, trying to get better every day, just so he can have a better future. It's just been my inspiration. So, I just think that's my motor that drives me and, keeps me in the game.
His 4-year-old son, Collier, has not missed a game this season. They throw the football around in Rick's dorm room at Southern, and he says it's great playing football with Collier. 1st and 10. Ricks. He's got Vernon. Vernon makes the catch at the 45.
They can run the entire offense with all those guys in the game.
Ricks to Vernon. 1st down. Holmes in the backfield. Ricks. 1st down. Gage on the tackle, but not until Ricks picks up the 1st down. 2nd and 7. Ricks. Overstreet's got it. Across midfield. Ricks has a receiver downfield. It's caught for a touchdown. Territory. Ricks fakes the pitch. Gets inside the 15.
He's in the type of young men that represent his philosophy in life and in football.
Ricks in a shotgun. He's going to run it out to the 10, and 2nd and 11 after the holding penalty. Sidearm toss. And a nice catch. Ricks on the 1st and 10. Little draw play. Takes it outside. He's got the first down.
But Ricks going to take it up the middle. On 2nd and goal and score the touchdown. Up the rise, and it'll get cloudy again. And under the sun, Ricks on 2nd down and goal holds on to it for a 2nd touchdown run.
Get open and make play. So that's good ball distribution. That's also passing. They're going for some more, G.
And they do get it. Touchdown, Southern. 3rd and 22 to come. Ricks. Pretty ball. First down. Back like you said, Jay, after the penalty.
Quincy Rashard is the quarterback. And Don, this is a man who's really changed his game from last season, and he's a graduate student as well.
Yes, he has, Bob. Quincy Rashard has matured into the unquestioned leader of this Southern University offensive attack. 10 wins this season, and he set school marks for passing yards and touchdown passes. And Bobby's had a lot of help. Only 5 sacks on the season.
He earned his undergraduate degree back in August. He's taking some master's classes, and he wants to be a lawyer.
Here's Rashard looking in the end zone. Has a man there. Touchdown, Southern University.
Play clock down to 3.
All right, everybody, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. Glad to have you guys with us. I am Perry White. Good morning to everybody on Talk 107.3 FM around the Baton Rouge, capital city area, and everybody out there watching on our YouTube and Facebook Live. We are rocking and rolling this morning. It is Southern Jackson State. It is the Boombox Classic. We have given away tickets this morning. Congratulations to Michaela, to Janice, to Dion, to Gino. All of them will be headed to the Southern versus Jackson State game today. Glad to have them as our winners bright and early this morning, and for them to be calling and supporting the Jaguar Journal. And as we continue with the Jaguar Journal this morning, listen, the polls are out. The rankings have been released. And as we get ready to start the football season in conference play, we're also starting on the band side. And no better time than to talk about the bands, including the best week as we can sit in the SWAC with the 2 best bands, Southern and Jackson State. But it's all about Southern today, and that's all we're going to keep it at, because we're going to have John Grant, who's joining me this morning. Not only is he the executive director of the Cricket Celebration Bowl, the MEAC SWAC Challenge, as well as now the Red Lobster Band of the Year. Good morning, John Grant.
Good morning, Perry. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I hope I got it right with all the sponsors. You know, big money, I can't keep up all the time.
You one thing for sure, you hit it out of the park again today.
Well, I appreciate it, man. How you doing this morning?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. Ready for some college football today, my friends. HBCU.
It is,
college
man.
Football.
Conference play starts in the SWAC. A lot of good games. Hey, that's when they say you separate the boys from the men starting in week 1 of conference play. We're going to start to see as teams, and we got some big games, not only Southern and Jackson. You got Prairie View taking on Grambling. You got over in the State Fair Class, you got Alcorn and UAPB up in Memphis for the Southern Heritage Classic. You got Alabama State and Florida A&M over in Tallahassee. You got Alabama A&M taking on Bethune-Cookman, man. Texas Southern, Mississippi Valley's games all over the place today.
And we love it, don't we? We love it.
I definitely do. All right, now let's talk about the Red Lobster Band of the Year. This is something that you guys have now, another event that you've added to go along with the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Give us an understanding of what it is with the Red Lobster Band of the Year.
Well, the Band of the Year is a platform that was developed, started really in 2017. We began ranking bands in 2017 with the intent of, at some point, creating an event that will be a culmination opportunity for a season-long evaluation by professionals of bands to help provide band directors the opportunity to improve on their field marching shows. This is all about field marching and developing and sort of re-energizing the whole field marching aspect of marching bands. We launched the actual event in 2023, so we're going into our third year this year. And so far in the first 2 years, we've actually given or paid out about $1.1 million to the participating bands who have made their way to Atlanta for both Division I and Division II. And last year, we also added the Metro Atlanta High School Band of the Year.
So for anybody that's out there and they say, well, when they do these rankings, how do they rank this? Let's talk about the people who are on the judging committee and how that works and those unique people who have the opportunity to sit down and watch all of these bands.
Well, we have an experienced cadre of committee members assigned to looking at Division I and Division II. The committees are co-chaired by Dr. Julian White, who is the band director emeritus from Florida A&M, a two-time Hall of Famer there, and Professor Dowell Taylor, who is legendary band emeritus from Jackson State University. And we have then, along with that, it evolves each year, but a mixture of people that are from other band programs, both retired and some that are current, that make up the committee that provides the adjudication process.
So, as you look at this, then you guys get Red Lobster on board. Talk about the partnership with Red Lobster. I know they're rebranding themselves. They had the seafood bags that was going viral here. So Red Lobster then comes in as a sponsor for this event.
They did. In the latter part of 2024, probably around late October, November, we got an outreach from the agency that manages the Red Lobster account about looking for some opportunity that Red Lobster really wanted to, connect their brand in community. And they felt that the band of the year, Red Lobster did, was a perfect opportunity for them. So they came in sort of last minute. In the first year, the CEO was here, really loved the enthusiasm and the potential around the band of the year that he saw, and they have since then signed a multi-year agreement to be the title sponsor of the Red Lobster Band of the Year.
As we continue to grow this thing, and you talk about in Atlanta, this is an event that's the night before the Celebration Bowl. How did the planning and the idea of what creating this event turn into what it is?
Well, it became well, first, let's make sure that these are two separate events that just happened to occur on the same weekend in the same stadium. But when you look at, for us, and in talking, for me, I'm not in the bands. I'm not a band aficionado, so I'm not really involved in the processes around adjudication, around judging, et cetera. We make sure that we have people who are experts in that area. The first person, when the concept came up or the idea, reached out to Don Roberts, who, in my opinion, is one of the foremost experts on HBCU marching bands in the country, and his resume and his pedigree in that area sort of speaks for itself. I mean, he had been the executive band consultant for both movies, The Drumline. He worked with Beyonce on her Coachella show. He operates, Drumline Live, which is a theatrical performance of bands, HBCU bands that travels the world. And he's going to be next year. He's working on a Broadway play, a Drumline. The musical will be opening on Broadway next year, and so he's the executive consultant there. So Don brought a lot of experience to this and a lot of connections across the band world. And it was he that sort of working with us that put the idea together in organizing it into what we see today. And also reached out to the co-chairs that we have. And from there, the rest became history.
I want to go over some of the rankings that was recently released, and let's start with auxiliary. And you guys ranked 15 bands of HBCU bands, and this is on the Division I side. And let's start with auxiliary. Number 15, a school that really don't want their name said, so I won't say it. Number 14, Howard. Number 13, Tennessee State. Number 12, South Carolina State. Number 11, Florida A&M. Number 10, Alabama State. Number 9, UAPB. Number 8, Alabama A&M. Number 7, Bethune-Cookman. Number 6, Hampton. Now we're getting into the top 5 of auxiliary. And number 5 comes in Prairie View A&M, the Black Foxes. Number 4, Norfolk State, Hot Ice. I didn't even know that was their dancers' names. Number 3, Texas Southern, the Motion of the Ocean. Number 2, your alma mater, North Carolina A&T, the Golden Delight. And guess who's number 1, John Grant?
Let's see. Would it happen to be Southern University?
Southern University, the Dancing Dolls, man. You can't get any more classier than that on the auxiliary side, man. Now let's go to drum majors, top 15 drum majors, and we're giving this information out there for you. Number 15 is Hampton. Number 14, North Carolina Central. Number 13 is Mississippi Valley State. Number 12, Delaware State. Number 11, South Carolina State. Number 10, Alabama A&M. Now, I don't know about this one. Number 9, Southern University. We might have to look at these calculations again. Number 8, Alcorn State. Number 7, Alabama State. Number 6, Texas Southern. Number 5, Prairie View A&M. Number 4, Florida A&M. Number 3, Bethune-Cookman. Number 2, Norfolk State. And number 1, your alma mater, North Carolina A&T. That's on the drum major side. Now, let's look at percussion. We got UAPB coming in at number 15. They're going to have to do a little bit better up there at Pine Bluff. Number 14, North Carolina Central. Number 13, Alabama State. Number 12, Alabama A&M. Number 11, Tennessee State. Now we're getting into the top 10. Number 10, South Carolina State. Number 9, Grambling State. Number 8, Texas Southern. Number 7, Bethune-Cookman. Number 6, Florida A&M. And now top 5 percussion that you guys have voted and put it out. Number 5, Norfolk State. Number 4, the school who don't want their name mentioned. Number 3, Prairie View. Number 2, Southern. And number 1 again, North Carolina A&T. And now we look at drills and designs, because you said most of all you guys are looking at what are you designing out on the field. Let's start at the bottom. Number 15, UAPB. Number 14, Tennessee State. Number 13, Hampton. Number 12, Alabama State. Number 11, Mississippi Valley. Now we're in the top 10. Prairie View comes in at number 10. At number 9, Norfolk State. Number 8, Grambling State. Number 7, Texas Southern. Number 6, the school who don't want their name mentioned. Number 5, Alcorn State. Number 4, Florida A&M. Number 3, Southern. We gotta get a little bit. We at number 3. We gotta keep pushing. Number 2, North Carolina A&T, and number 1, Bethune-Cookman. And now we come up to the last part of all of this put together. They call it musicality, John Grant. And this is where the ranking starts at number 15, Mississippi Valley State. Number 14, Alcorn State. Number 13, Prairie View. Number 12, Alabama A&M. Number 11, Morgan State. Now let's get into the top 10. Tennessee State coming in at number 10. Grambling State coming in at number 9. Alabama State at number 8. Norfolk State number 7. Bethune-Cookman number 6. And now we're in the top 5. Texas Southern comes in at number 5. At number 4 is a school who don't want to be mentioned. Number 3, Florida A&M. Number 2, Southern University. And number 1, North Carolina A&T, John Grant.
Well, as you can see, the categories are that the committee and the judges look at are clearly aligned with what the essence of what marching band is all about. And then we have experts in those areas. So when you think about drill and design, the committee chair that evaluated just drill and design was Dr. Christopher Hoke, who is the band director from Ohio State, probably the preeminent drill and design band, not only in the country, would be known so as the world, specifically just drill and design. And that's what he evaluated. We had Professor Cliff Grooms, who is the director of bands from the University of Texas, also an HBCU graduate and a member of the William P. Foster Project Advisory Board. So he was one of the adjudicators, as well as Professor Dowell Taylor, who was the co-chairs who adjudicated the Division I. And then we will put on that committee 2 Division II current band directors that will also rotate out. So Division IIs in those 2 areas, or those 2 positions, we'll look at Division I, and then we'll have 2 Division I active band directors on the committee that will assess the Division IIs in specific areas.
Well, John Grant, man, I want to thank you for coming on this morning as we talk about the Red Lobster Battle of the Bands, the rankings that come out. When is the next ranking coming out?
The next rankings will be out in October, mid-October.
So everybody out there. So now you got a better understanding of the bands, everybody, how this works. When you see the poll and the rankings come out, how it works, it is on the field. It is field show. I know a lot of people want to only get their band in the stands, but it is about the halftime show, because as we saw in the movie Drumline, halftime is game time. Ain't that right, John Grant?
Halftime is game time. And I think the big part of it is you mentioned for October, Perry, that this ranking will be reduced to 10. And then from there, in November, it'll be reduced to 5. And once you're in the top 5, which is your goal, is to get into the top 5, because out of that 5 becomes your opportunity to get to Atlanta. And each band at the Division I level, each of them, when they get here, or are selected to come, because at that point, if a band chooses, not to participate, they can opt out of coming. And some may do so or not come because of reasons like if you're a Division II, you're out of school, maybe you can't get your kids back. So we're looking at to make sure you got support from your university, that you're able to make it to Atlanta, and certain other criteria that the committee looks at as well. But those bands at the Division I level, each of them get $150,000 each. And at the Division II level, they get $125,000 each for making it. And then there's, they're competing from there for the championship in a 15-minute field show, each of them put on. And it's all broadcast live on an ESPN network. So great platform, great visibility, and it's a way to, which one thing I did want to mention, Perry, before I go. After each of these adjudications, the band directors will provide both written and oral comments from each of the adjudicators on the committee on the specific areas that you outlined, and that is designed to give them feedback on how they can improve in those areas. And we have seen, without question, from the experts on our committee, that they have seen band improvement over the years, just the past 2 years that we've done that. They've seen remarkable improvement for band field shows based on the feedback and the coaching that they receive to improve their program. So that's the real essence of what this is about. How do we create world-class and continue to build world-class programs? And we all need coaches in what we do and feedback in order to constantly improve.
Well, John Grant, I appreciate you coming on this morning, giving us that information and clarifying for people out there who may not truly understand. I hope you guys understand now. And we're going to clip this and, of course, put this out there and run this all week so you guys can have the information. Thank you, John Grant.
Thank you for having me, Perry.
Who you picking today, Southern or Jackson?
See, that's always a trick question.
Hey, Mike fell out laughing. My bad. Who you picking? You got a winner?
May the best team win today.
All right, that man right there is going to be a president one day, y'all. He's going to be president one day. All right, John Grant, appreciate you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, y'all, let's get ready to take a break. We come back on this side. I got a very special treat for you guys today here on the Jaguar Journal. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
present the Southern University Marching Band. From Jaguar Land, the Southern University Marching Band is led by drum major DeMarcus. The showstoppers, Hill, from New Iberia, Louisiana. Show him some love. Ladies and gentlemen, today we unite as one band, one sound, and one heart for a purpose beyond entertainment. This performance is dedicated to SU band member Caleb Wilson, who's lost in a recent tragedy. Join us with the Wilson family because they're here tonight. Caleb Wilson, this one is for you. To God be the glory. Director
All right, everybody, we are back. Good morning. It's the Jaguar Journal. I'm Perry White. Glad to have you guys with us. Good morning to everybody on Talk 107.3 FM across the Baton Rouge capital city area and everybody watching live on our YouTube and Facebook page. Very special guest here on the Jaguar Journal this morning because, as we all know it, it's Southern and Jackson State, and we have this mythical classic name that comes around it, the Boombox Classic, and nobody better to talk about this name than the creator of the name himself. And want to welcome here to the Jaguar Journal this morning. And you probably, if you into bands or anything else, you've watched his videos. He is one of the pioneers in the game. Want to welcome Gerard Howard. Good morning.
What's happening, Perry?
Oh, my bad. You down in New Orleans. What's happening? You know, what's happening with it? You know, I got you. Hey, man, let's talk about it. Listen, the Boombox Classic, right? That is this name of a lore that has followed Southern and Jackson going on for about 20 years now. You have dubbed yourself the creator of this name that has followed this game here in the 2000s. Talk about how this thing got started with the name Boombox Classic.
Yeah, so this was back during the marching sport days. And essentially, you know, back in 1998, I started blackcollegebands.com, and then eventually that turned into marching sport. And so I would go to the games and, you know, do photography and audio of the games and come back and put it on my website, and I would just simply label it as, you know, Southern versus Jackson State, you know, let's say 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001. And so in 2002, you know, I just kind of gotten tired of just kind of calling it that because the game, for bandheads, the game was a classic, and I was really just, you know, labeling my footage. You know, and so basically I just kind of, you know, I just basically went Sonic Boom of the South, Human Jukebox, Juke Boom, Boom Box. And so I labeled, you know, the page, you know, the content that, you know, the content that I did for that year, I just called it, you know, Boombox Classic 2002. And I want to say maybe like that, you know, like that next year, you know, I just happened to be talking to somebody, and you know, and it was like, yeah, man, the Boombox Classic gonna be tight this year. And it was like, in my mind, I was like, what? Like, Like, really? But it kind of tripped me out the first time that I heard somebody use it, because I had just really, I'd really just, did it to label my page. But then it caught on.
That is an interesting story, because for many, especially the young generation, they think this thing has been called this since the first game was played. Kevin, what was the first game, Southern Jackson, in maybe, the 20s, the 30s? Yes, about right. He gonna agree with, but a lot of people would think this name has always followed it, but this is something new, and it has stuck, and it is a classic without being what we call the classics, because we know in HBCU football, classics are played at these neutral sites, but Southern and Jackson have done it home and home. Every now and again in the past, they've tried it somewhere else, like in New Orleans in the early 2000s, but nonetheless, man, this is stuck, and it has really grown to something. Now we had the Boombox Classic Battle of the Bands last night.
Yeah, man. Like I tell you, it's kind of really, it's been surreal. Like the other surreal moments have been, in the band community for, certainly for a while it was called the Boombox Classic. And then, when I started hearing the universities call it that at the games, it was just kind of just a wow moment to think that something that I, had really done by accident had really had such a positive, well, I'm saying by accident, but it was kind of like something that I'd done unintentionally had turned into something so major and positive. And just like you mentioned, Perry, I mean, I was watching the Southern Jackson State game, when I was a kid on BET, and it was just simply called Southern versus Jackson State. So to be able to go from being that kid watching a game on BET to, having a part in actually naming such a rivalry that for decades has been, just a tremendous band matchup, man, is really kind of it's an amazing and humbling thing.
You know what we got to do now, Gerard?
What you got to do?
We got to come up with a trophy. We need a trophy for the winner of the game now. We got to design a trophy. And maybe it's a boombox. I don't know. Maybe it's old school.
Well, you know what, though? Yeah. That's a good idea, Perry.
We got to design it, because what happened was David Basil up in Arkansas, when it was Arkansas and LSU playing each other, they called it the battle for the boot. So they said, what we'll do. They put Arkansas on top of Louisiana, and the trophy made one big boot. So it was the battle for the boot trophy. So with this one, the Boombox Classic, I think the next thing we got to do, man, and I'm willing to jump in the water with you. Let's create a trophy, sort of say, so the winner of the game get to run to the other side of the field and grab that trophy and take it home for bragging rights, and it's going to say the Boombox Classic on it. How about that?
Let's talk about it, man. I'm with you.
You like that?
That's an awesome idea, man.
I think it adds on to the rivalry.
It takes it to the next level.
It does take it. Now, the bands can't get the trophy. I mean, the bands, it's going to be what it's going to be, because we can't honestly say who won. But let me ask you, last night with Southern and Jackson, I got about 1 minute. Who you thought won that battle last night? And pick your answer wisely, Gerard. Pick your answer wisely.
Absolutely no comment, man. Absolutely no comment.
Man, well, Gerard, I thank you, man. Tell everybody where they can keep up with you across social media, YouTube, and everything else to support you. Because let me tell you, people, he does great work. I'm on Human Jukebox Media, but I find myself watching this guy because back in the days when we had first figured out bands and YouTube, he was a pioneer. And even before that, I can remember with the MP3 player getting some stuff. So tell the people, Gerard, how they can keep up with you.
Yeah, nowadays you're gonna check me out on YouTube. The channel is called Marching Sport.
That's all? Social media, anything?
Yeah, basically everything is primarily on Marching Sport, and we have a large Facebook community for band content creators called HBCU Band Videos. I think it has about maybe 172,000 members or whatnot.
That is huge, Gerard. Thank you for coming on. He is the creator of the name, the Boombox Classic. I thought it would be interesting for you guys to understand the origins and where it's at. Gerard, let's get together and make this trophy something for next year.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
Yes, sir. See you at the game, Gerard.
All right. I'll holler at you, bro.
All right, everybody, let's get ready to take a break. We're at the top of the hour. My man Kevin Baptiste is going to come in. It's time to talk some Southern and Jackson State football. I know that's what you've been ready for. It had to get the bands. No way we talk about the Boombox Classic, don't get any band aspect, but now it's time to talk football aspect. So you guys go refill that cup. I know you got some on that ice that's making it melt a little faster this morning. So go refill it, add something in it, and let's keep it going. Good morning to everybody out there, all our tailgaters over at Southern University, and everybody rolling in town this morning. Good morning to you. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned more to Jaguar Journal.
Thank you for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
HBCU top 5. Where could your team be this week? Barry, run it up.
Yeah, top 5. I moved some things around. We played musical chairs this week. Coming in at number 5, Alabama State. Still one of the better teams in the country in black college football to me. They had the week off after coming off that victory against Miles. They're getting ready for a big weekend coming up this week. But nonetheless, I still think they're a top 5 team. They just dropped a couple spots by having a bye week. At number 4, I'm going to go North Carolina Central. Humongous win over a rival in the Aggie Eagle Classic, and no better way to get it done than 40-piecing your biggest rival. For me, North Carolina Central and Trey Oliver are getting back on track. And you see 3 wins so far on the season. They're 3-2. I like where they're headed right now. They're the number 4 team, and they moved up. South Carolina State, the number 3 team, they moved down a notch. They got it just wasn't a good weekend for them, but nonetheless, Chennis Berry, South Carolina State, still one of the better teams in black college football. I still think they are a formidable opponent, and I like the consistency of what it looks like as a program and not just a team that Chennis Berry is building over there. They're 2-2 on the season. Who's moved up to me and really catching my attention? How about Alabama A&M Bulldogs? I mean, Sam Shade quietly is building something there. They did something they haven't done since 2011. That's beat Alcorn State. They've beaten Tennessee State. They handled Lane in a very good fashion. And this week, they're going to have their hands full with Bethune-Cookman. If they get that victory, Alabama A&M could be sitting at 4-1. And to me, that's a huge turnaround. They got the quarterback to do it with Cornelius Brown. If they can just get a solid defense and a run game to really back him up, I'm telling you, watch out for Alabama A&M. And then number 1, Jackson State, even though they had the week off, I still think nobody plays 3 phases of the game better than Jackson State. Offense, defense, and special teams. They're going to have that big game against Southern this weekend. they're still the number one team in the land. So my top 5, starting at number 5, Alabama State. Number 4, North Carolina Central. All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. I'm Perry White. Good morning to everybody listening on Talk 107.3 FM across the Baton Rouge capital city area. And everybody watching across the world live on our YouTube and Facebook. Good morning to you guys. Got my man Mike behind the scenes, and I got my man Kevin Baptiste from WAFB right here in the studio with me. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning to you.
Normally, you the guy, very well dressed, breaking down the Jaguars, breaking down all the sports from the local area, man. First of all, I appreciate all that you do, my man.
No problem, man. It's for the people.
And you got a lot of personality with it. A lot of times you get people that be kind of, in their work, they're a little dry.
Yeah, I'm glad you see it. I mean, because, we can be a little robotic in our business. I mean, you get up there, you read the script, yada, 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 and everything. You got to add some oomph to it.
Trust me, I hear it sometime on a commercial here on this radio station. It just sounds like, 25, 6, 31, 7. Like, no, man, we can't operate like that.
No, man. That's the thing with local TV, bro. Like, whenever someone says, you're doing something different than the rest of the crowd, that's how you know you're doing a good job. So, I appreciate it.
Let's talk about it. Southern versus Jackson State today. This is the Boombox Classic. Just had my man Gerard Howard come on talk to us about how it even got the name, as he dubbed it the Boombox. What you thought about this trophy I told him we ought to design? You think that ought to be an added piece to this?
Good idea, but I feel like if they ain't got the trophy by now,
it ain't never too late.
I don't know if it's gonna hit, because I feel like trophies, it's more of like a true historical thing. I mean, this rivalry been going on long enough. I mean, we already got the hostility and the trash talk. So I mean, you got a trophy.
We're gonna get a trophy. We're gonna add it. Ain't never too late. So 50 years from now, somebody say at least they started it 50 years ago.
True.
Yeah.
Now I did like your idea about getting the actual boombox.
You like that? That might be the trophy, and on one side is Southern, the other side is Jackson. Under the speaker and across the top, it says Boombox Classic.
Yeah, just make sure you put the trophy in the middle of the field.
Don't put it on the other side.
Don't put it on the other side. You gotta don't do that. You're asking for it. Don't do it.
Let's talk about this. Southern Jackson State. Let's talk about Southern. And you, just like I, we're at the press luncheon every week, get a chance to cover Southern University. Southern, thus far into this season, has not looked good offensively. And I mean, let's just be honest about it. 14 points against North Carolina Central. If it wasn't for the big play from Trey Holly as well as Cameron McCoy, Southern really stalls out in that game, especially in the second half. A back-and-forth game against Mississippi Valley, and the Valley people was on your head one day.
They were.
They said, man, who is this dude up from Baton Rouge saying all this crazy stuff about us?
Look, here's the thing, bro. The Valley people, they were very nice and everything. The team played better than I expected, but we ain't going to lie about Itabena.
Yeah, they don't get much attention. So you gave them some attention, and they was like, who is this? So good job on you for even giving them some attention.
There we go. Hey, Jerry Rice went to school there. They can always rely on
That's all we got.
They can always rely on Jerry Rice going there. So, hey, that's it.
And then we look at coming after that, and for a second, I thought looking at Southern versus Valley, maybe Valley had improved. Now I've seen Valley in 2 other FCS games against Tarleton State and Southeastern. I'm saying maybe Southern just gotten that bad. Considering if it was about 3 more minutes left in that game, it may have just went in Valley's favor.
I always go back to the fact that Valley's offensive coordinator threw the kitchen sink at Southern with that play calling, bro. He was really dialing it up like he was playing Madden. I mean, 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
Reverses. Just rotating everybody. They did whatever it takes.
And they took advantage of the turnovers in that game. They just couldn't knock it in. They have ended up in the red zone a few times and just could not get the ball into the end zone. They had to settle for field goals. And one of those, they were stopped. But then Southern comes back with a big contest, non-conference, but it was against a conference team, Alabama State. Eddie Robinson Jr. has his quarterback, Andrew Body, who, in my opinion, I'm telling people now, is in the running for me for SWAC Offensive Player of the Year.
Correct.
And Southern's defense seems to have all the answers to slow him down in the first half, but in the second half, Southern comes out, scores. After that, nothing else. Alabama State rolls on, and then coming into the Fresno State game, we hear at the press lunch, and just you and I was looking around, Terrence Graves announced he's going to take the play calling away from Mark Fredericks and now give it to Fred McNair, who was the quarterback's coach. And last year, he was the tight ends coach. Coach Titan leaves, and then he takes over the quarterbacks. Now he's taking over play calling. He took it over. We went to take on Fresno State. 7 points in that game. Had, I say, 2 drives that looked okay. One that ended up for a touchdown, another with a blocked field goal before halftime. But nonetheless, now coming into the game today against Southern, your thoughts so far looking at Southern's offense this year? Jalen Woods, of course, did not start against North Carolina Central in Atlanta, and then he got the injury at Mississippi Valley. And then it's been Cameron McCoy, the transfer from from Jackson State. Dual threat, but I don't see the threat with his own.
He is a very good athlete. I mean, he gets in the open space, it's over. He's just faster than everybody else. But as you said, as a true passer, it's been an issue, and he hasn't really been a threat to defense. His defenses really haven't respected his passing game. Throws a good deep ball. I'll give him that.
It's there. If it ever
throws
connects.
a good deep ball. He throws a good deep ball, but eventually as a quarterback, you got to be able to throw some outs, throw to the opposite side of the hash, make those real difficult throws, and defenses just really don't respect that. I'm just being honest. And then there's that time where he presses a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He tries too hard to not take what the defense give him and really force it, and we really saw that against Alabama State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the interception in the end zone, the double coverage.
Interception in the end zone, the other interception, even the fumbles. I mean, I guess he felt like he tried to take the game into his hands, fumbled the ball twice, and Alabama State just took it over from there. So, I mean, Cam, like I said, there might be some packages you could use them, maybe some wildcats or something. A good athlete, you have to still use their ability on the field.
Yeah.
But as far as a true quarterback, don't think he's the guy to get it done.
Let's look at the offensive line this year. I talked about this 2 weeks ago, talking about Southern. For the past 2 years, Southern has not had a player named at the end of the year on the all-SWAC selection. This year coming in, Dupree Fuller was named preseason all-SWAC second team from the tight end position. But we knew before Southern was known for its O-line, whether first team, second team, Southern's O-line was legit. Now looking at it, Southern has had some problems with the offensive line. We saw it starting early last year before it seemed like it kind of figured itself out a little bit. But now this year, your thoughts in looking at the O-line, and is it there?
I mean, they haven't been bad, like talking about. Like, remember this time last year, like it was horrendous. But at the same time, they're not all that great. They still have some kinks to work on. I mean, rotating in some new pieces from last year, especially at them tackle spots. I mean, if I had to give them a grade right now, I'd probably give them like a C-. Because, I mean, quarterbacks haven't really been sacked all that, like talking about. And, the run game, it doesn't really have much creativity. If you're telling guys just put a hat on a hat, I mean, if you get
inside zone,
if you keep getting, if they load the box on you and you going up against 7 guys, I mean, it's simple math. So, I mean, they haven't been, all that impressive. I just want to see how Fred McNair can, find ways, probably get them out moving. Get your running backs out to the edges, not just have them run into a wall, and probably just show off their athleticism a little bit.
Seems like defense, looking at this year's, in my opinion, I know there's some injuries, but it seems like maybe it's gone backwards a little bit compared to what we've seen the past couple of years. Your thoughts looking at Southern's defense thus far this year? 31 points to North Carolina Central, 30 points to Alabama State, of course, 50 points to Fresno State, and giving up over 20 points to Mississippi Valley, who after that game has only scored 6 points total on the season. Your thoughts looking at Southern's defense?
It has regressed a little bit, and it's mainly due to the losses of that interior defense. When you lose guys like Willie Miles and Jelani Davis and Davin Cotton, all those guys who played a lot of college football, it really showed itself week 0 with the way North Carolina Central just ran up the middle. And I think teams are really catching on to Kelby Givens. Kelby Givens is the guy on that defense. He's shown his things against Alabama State and Mississippi Valley State. But when they play the good teams, coaches that know how to scheme them up, they really take Kelby out the game. I mean, Trey Oliver and company, they did a good job of it week 0, and I'd be shocked if T.C. Taylor and the rest of those guys at Jackson State don't have something ready for number 1. Maybe some double teams that force some other guys on that other side of that edge to probably make some plays.
Yeah, because they're looking like who's going to beat us in another area I've really been talking about here lately is special teams, man. It has been atrocious in my opinion. Southern has not had a good return guy. We talking about some bad punting. We talking about the field goals just can't even find themselves in the upright. It's just looking at special teams, it has not been good. And when you talk about 3 phases of the game, if you forget about special teams, you're going to probably lose the vast majority of those games.
Now, you talk about a unit that's gotten worse. They have gotten significantly worse. Oh, man. Field goal kicking, it seems like I'm expecting blocked field goals more than the field goals to actually get off the ground. I've seen it happen way too many times. I don't know what the issue is, the snaps, the holding, whatever. They just really got to get that fixed. Kenny Pham, man, it seems like there's always something. Either, the punt is shanked, somebody gives him, a little too much pressure. Don't know what it is, man, but, man, like their former punter, Robins Boplum, man, I guess he was such a good weapon. He had some real good hang time. Now it's like, man, he's punting. Don't take that stuff for granted. But the return game, it's nothing.
It's obsolete. It's not there.
It's nothing. Punting, kickoff. Sometimes our job, you want to run down the field before a kickoff.
You just stay where you at. You go straight to the 20, 25.
I walk. I take my time because I'm looking. I'm like, man, nothing comes from this return game, man.
Yeah.
If they could just get just a little to 35 to 40, something to help this struggling offense out, that would be really appreciated. But I'm saying nothing from the return game.
Yeah, me neither. So
Nothing.
far, when you're looking at Southern, let's get a grade for offense, defense, and special teams. You gave me defense. What you said about where?
I gave you offensive line.
You gave me
That's
offense.
it.
So let's do the whole offense, defense, special team. Give me a grade thus far as we come out of the bye week and what we've seen thus far out of the few games from Southern.
Offense, I'll give a D. I'll give a D.
You very generous because I'm about ready to give them.
And the only reason
get an F when I got to change a partner on your group assignment.
The only reason I give him a D. The only reason is because the run game. Trey Holly, Mike Franklin, they shown what they can do if they got that.
You feel the potential there.
I feel the potential.
And I can't bring the receivers because it's really, well, the receivers have been dropping passes.
Yeah.
They have been dropping passes. And up until the Bama State game, I want to say it was that Southern had not had a quarterback pass over 100 yards.
Yeah.
That tells you where we at. So you giving the offense a D.
D minus.
Who they got to do better. You don't take that. You don't take that grade home.
Yeah.
All right, let's give what we looking at defense.
Defense. I'll give them a C.
Okay.
I'll give them a C because even though teams have scored 30, these offenses have started with short fields.
Yeah.
When your offense has turned the ball over 7 times or whatever it is, just know they have more turnovers than touchdowns scored at some points in games this season. So I'll give them a C.
Now, this third phase is going to be whether they decide they pass with a C and up, or right now you might need to consider dropping this class. It's going to come down to special teams.
With the way I just went in on special teams, that's an F.
F.
It's an F.
So right now, Southern, that's a D, that's a C, that's an F, that's a D. That's a D overall grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless it's one of those general courses classes where you can get by with it.
Now we need a C and above in this.
Oh yeah, this is a major class.
Yeah,
so they're not passing.
I need to call a parent.
They're not passing.
You in a position where it ain't looking good by the time we get to the end of the semester.
Hey, that's why they have a good chance to flip it today.
They better flip it today. Let's get ready to take a break, everybody. My man Kevin Baptiste in the studio on the other side. We're going to break down Jackson State, so you guys stay tuned. More of the Jaguar Journal.
Quincy Rashard is the quarterback. And Don, this is a man who's really changed his game from last season, and he's a graduate student as well.
Yes, he has, Bob. Quincy Rashard has matured into the unquestioned leader of this Southern University offensive attack. 10 wins this season, and he set school marks for passing yards and touchdown passes. And Bobby's had a lot of help. Only 5 sacks on the season.
He earned his undergraduate degree back in August. He's taking some master's classes, and he wants to be a lawyer.
Here's Rashard looking in the end zone. Has a man there. Touchdown, Southern University.
Play clock down to 3. Rashard gets it off over the middle. Touchdown!
Holmes goes in motion and comes set on a 1st and 10. Rashard completes it. That's Ard. Ard down the sideline. He could go. And finally pushed out of bounds. Rashard's run for 10 touchdowns this season. He's going to keep it. Rashard goes in. Make it 11 for Quincy Rashard. Rashard wide open. Touchdown, Chris Davis. Oh, does he love playing football even more now?
That in the flag against Grambling, holding on the kickoff.
Rashard looking deep, and it's a touchdown.
But only 3 times did he go down. Twice he ran out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. It goes down as a sack.
2nd and 8. The deep ball, and that's our man, Chris Davis, for the touchdown. Time for today's State Farm Players of the Game. And from Southern University, the quarterback, number 15, Quincy Rashard. 34 of 42, 552 yards, 5 touchdown passes.
Quincy, on behalf of State Farm Insurance Companies, I want to present you with a trophy for the most outstanding player today. Congratulations.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Jaguar Journal. Good morning. Got my man Kevin Baptiste here in the studio. I'm Perry White, and joining us this morning, my man Zach McKinnell, a.k.a. Blue from FCS Football Central. Good morning to everybody out there in the capital city area of Baton Rouge, the 225, the 318, the 504. I don't care where yet, because if you listen on 107.3, you got us. Turn us up. And for everybody out there that is listening and watching on our YouTube and Facebook channel, good morning. Glad to have you guys with us as well as we continue. Be sure to keep up with the Jaguar Journal on our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, okay? Just hit it for me. It costs you nothing. It's free. And for everybody else on our Facebook, on X, you still call it Twitter?
I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
It will never be X in my mind.
I don't even know either. So on X, and everybody on our Instagram and everything else, we're also on TikTok. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We need you to keep up with the Jaguar Journal across all of that, because as we continue to grow, as we continue to take it to the next level, we need you to grow to the next level with us. And I want to welcome my man, Zach McKinnell. Good morning, Blue.
Good morning, man. Appreciate you inviting me back on the show, man.
Man, Blue, you know this is the second home, baby. You know you good. You know you good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you look, you good, man. You can go into the refrigerator. You can go fix it. You ain't got to ask, just go on in there. All right? Do you feel welcome?
Man, I appreciate it, man. Just name me the new co-host, man. We'll just break down football every Saturday.
Oh, he ready to do this thing. Oh, that's what I like then. Come on, Blue. You ready to do that thing, man. I got my man Kevin Baptiste from WAFB in the studio today. Have you guys talked before?
I don't think we have.
I do not believe so.
Well, got my man, Blue, Zach McKenna. He's FCS football. Listen, the guy can talk to you about anything, all right? And then we got my man, Kevin Baptiste, who, hey, you talking about some personality in this media space? I like Kevin, man. He going to keep it real. We just graded Southern. He gave Southern's offense a D-. Yep. He gave Southern's defense, what? It was just flat out C, and special teams F. I got to flip it over to you before we talk about Jackson State. What is your grade if you wore blue to grade Southern right now, special teams, offense, and defense?
Oh, man. I would say offense, I would say C-, C+. I mean, they did look a little bit better once they moved to Strother. And also, too, Perry, I mean, I'm kind of grading on a little bit of a curve because we didn't expect Cam McCoy to be the guy, right? Like, me and you did all these off-season previews, man, and we thought it was going to be Jalen Woods. And with him, you know, obviously being suspended for the first game and then getting hurt, I think it really, really set the offense back. But there are a few positives, right? Like, Trey Holly's been really, really good for them. Defensively, I would give it probably a C- as well. There's been a few positives. Listen, McKelvey Givens leads the country in sacks, tackles for loss, but the interior of the defensive line is really, really bad right now. And I think that's impacted how the linebackers have played. And I think the secondary has had its moments, but overall hasn't been super impressive. And I agree. I would say special teams has been the worst. You can give that D, F, whatever you may be. I mean, and that's something that me and you have talked about a lot around the SWAC is special teams has to improve across the overall conference, man. And Southern's one of those teams.
Let's look at Jackson State, today's opponent. They're number one in my HBCU Black College Division I poll. I think right now, for me, the best three phases of the game, they play it: offense, defense, and special teams. Now, they are a first run-heavy team led by their running back, Ahmad Miller, who is picking up the pace for Irv Mulligan, who had left the program last year. But now, look, you get Jacoby and Morgan back, who is the preseason Offensive Player of the Year in the conference, but he has not quite looked like this Offensive Player of the Year throwing the ball. I don't even think he's thrown for a touchdown thus far this year. And we're talking about playing against Hampton, Southern Miss, as well as Tuskegee currently. So when you move forward, let's talk about looking at Jackson State offensively, Blue.
Yeah, you mentioned it starts with the run game. And I mean, this team's always going to be a run-first team. And we talked about having to replace a guy like Irv Mulligan, man. I really felt like that was going to be a by-committee approach to replace him. You weren't going to have one guy just to dominate the rushing attack. But, I mean, Ahmad Miller, like you mentioned, has played well, man. The kid's averaging almost 10 yards per carry, which is just an insane level of production. You have Travis Terrell still, who was a freshman All-American. He's averaging almost 8 yards per carry. And then you've still got Denario Davenport, who's a bit of a bigger back, man. I think he's going to be a much bigger weapon in the red zone for them. He's like 215. He's averaging over 5.5 yards per carry. He's got over 100 yards, man. So they have a bunch of different weapons in that backfield. And that's not even getting into Amari Matthews, who's been utilized in short down situations. So I think the biggest thing with this offense, man, there's two things. One is pass protection. I don't know if I think the offensive line thus far, Perry, has taken a step back in terms of pass protection, which to me is a big thing I'm going to be looking today, because that is something that I think a guy like Kelby Givens could really take advantage of. And those tackles have been up and down, to say the least. Guys like Quay, who started his career as a freshman All-American, man, has seemed to kind of take a step back this year, and that's going to be something I'm watching really, really closely, because I think that has contributed to Jacoby and struggles a bit, Perry, that he doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. Jackson doesn't necessarily trust their O-line to hold up and take those deep shots, because Perry, to take deep shots, you either got to get off the ball really fast, or you got to have these long developing plays where those plays down the field develop over time. And I don't think Jackson right now trusts their offensive line to call those plays. So that's the biggest thing because they have way too much talent at wide receiver and Perry. I don't think it's a wide receiver issue for Jackson on why they haven't got the pass game clicking because there's big guys that have been open. There's opportunities to take some deep shot, and when Nate Rimbert and those guys have had chances to make plays, Perry, they have. I think the biggest thing is getting the offensive line together and Jacoby and more comfortable in the pocket are going to be the biggest things for the Jackson State offense to really reach its true ceiling.
Let's look at the defensive side of things for Jackson State. In last year, I mean, they were right there in the top of the conference, but so was Southern.
Yep.
But now Southern's defense seems to have gone backwards. But let's talk about Jackson State, man. What are you seeing defensively from the Tigers this year?
Yeah, again, man, listen, they have probably the second best edge rusher in the SWAC behind Kelby Gibbons right now and Quincy Ivory. 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He leads the team in tackles to 25. He's been so good off the edge. I mean, Perry, his story is remarkable where he starts his career as a quarterback at Mississippi Valley State, winds up at Florida as an edge rusher, and now he's an edge rusher at Jackson State, really making some plays. I think it all starts with the linebacking core, too, man. The guys with Ashton Taylor, Reed Pulliam, Carmelo Jones, man, they're so good. The one thing I look at, I guess, moving forward is how good can they really be at corner, man. There's a lot of new faces in the secondary, Perry, but the good thing is outside of Southern Miss, they really haven't been tested. And I do wonder if Southern can be the team that tests them. Now, Southern hasn't played well offensively at all, Perry, but I think that's going to be the key is find a way to test this new secondary for Jackson State because they've been okay, but I just don't think Jackson's going to be the team you can just run downhill against because that front 7 has actually played really, really well. Jeremiah Williams has been banged up, Perry. I believe he's back today. That's going to be a huge addition to that front that's already played really, really well for Jackson.
Let's look at special teams because, as I said before, I feel like they played the best 3 phases of the game, and special teams is one that Jackson State was really good at last year, and it seems to have carried over this year. Your thoughts on special teams looking at the Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, I have no complaints. I think punting-wise, they have a kid, Donovan Warren. I want to say he's averaging like 40 yards per punt. You already know what you're going to get with like Travis Terrell in the return game, but you also have Keenan Christian, who also can be a factor. Nate Rimbert on punt return can be a factor. They just have so many weapons in terms of kick return. Gerardo Beza was the first team all-SWAC kicker coming into the year. He's been fine. I mean, he's only had 3 attempts, 2 of 3 on the wall, over 40 yards. So I think special teams, Perry, they probably have one of the better units in the SWAC right now.
Let's get ready to take a break, everybody. And when we come back on this side, hey, listen, it's a good day today. When I get Kevin Baptiste and I get Blue, and we get to talk some football because guess what? It's one of the biggest rivals, and not just black college football, not just FCS, but in the nation. And if you never seen a Southern and Jackson State rivalry in person, you just wouldn't understand. All right?
Hate.
It's true hate. All right, let's get ready to take a break, everybody. We'll be back. Stay tuned more to Jaguar Journal.
Thank you for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Hey, we back. It's the Jaguar Journal, boy. I tell you, Mike might go to the doghouse today, boy. Look, we'll talk about it another time. It ain't for the air, but Mike, you might have to go to the dog. We might have to put you in time. I cannot believe, Mike. Can you believe, Mike?
Oh, I can't believe it.
All right, Mike. Yeah, look, we gonna talk, Mike. No, we gonna talk, Mike. You know, we can't. No. All right, everybody. Good morning. It's the Jaguar Journal. I'm Perry White. Got my man Kevin Baptiste in the studio with me, and my man Zach McKinnell, aka Blue from FCS Football Central, joining us on the line. You coming from WAFB, you get a chance to cover a lot of sports. You've been around the Southern program. How many years is it you covering Southern thus far?
Ooh, about my 5th season now.
How many Southern Jackson State games have you seen?
A lot, and they never cease to amaze. Whether that be between the white lines, off the white lines, with the fans or something. It's always. It started with the COVID game in the spring, when Southern just ran the ball all over Jackson State, and Dawson Odoms gave
took a knee.
Took the knee at the goal line and said he didn't want to embarrass nobody else's children. I'm like, is he for real? Or is he just being petty?
And they didn't care because ever since then, what cuss words can I use? I can say
yep.
They kicked our ass. Thank you, Mike, for clearing that up. If anybody say something, blame it on Mike.
I remember every game like yesterday. The following year, the late Shador rally. The year after that, the shutout, the SWAC championship when Dooley's mismanagement of Bubba.
You talking about? Okay. I thought you was talking about the zero game.
The zero game.
The game we didn't even score a point against Jack.
That was the same year.
Yeah,
that was the same year.
Out.
Yeah.
If I could survive the Eric Dooley years, I hate to keep bringing it up. I think I could survive anything, right? That was pretty tough for the offensive guru.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Blue, have you ever attended the Southern Jackson game in person?
Yeah, I was at the SWAC championships.
Did you get a chance to see the hate, or did you just get a chance to see the football game?
The second one wasn't as hateful, man. I don't think Southern showed up as much to that one, but the first SWAC championship I went to with them, it was pretty wild, man. And I remember there was a Southern fan that went up in the horseshoe in Jackson, Terry. Didn't end well.
What, for the Jackson fans? It must have ended well for them.
No, it didn't well for the Southern fan. He went in there alone, man. He got to bring some going in there.
See, I ain't scared of them folks. I want them to know that I'm not scared of them. You know, it is what it is, but I ain't scared of them. This Southern Jackson thing, it is a hated rivalry. You got to really pick and choose your battles very, very. You got to be a smart person in this, because if you ain't smart, you'll get yourself in some uncharted territories in this one. But nonetheless, it is a rivalry. What would you, in rivalries that you've seen, what would you rank this one, Kevin, in terms of just two schools, no matter the records, absolutely, from the band? I mean, when you say the bands don't like each other, the cheerleaders don't like each other, the two schools, just everything. I don't care if we flipping coins. If I just say, let's go out in the street and race, just two schools don't like each other.
We talking like just HBCUs or the wide
period.
For me, it's definitely top five.
Yeah.
I mean, my first two are going to be Michigan, Ohio State. That's number one. Alabama, Auburn, and everything. You got some others, but at the minimum, it's definitely probably five for me.
Blue is an Auburn guy. Blue, where would you put this right here when you look at hated rival of Jackson State and Southern?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking like all of college football, man, it's probably somewhere in the top 10, man. But you got some insane, like, P4 rivalries, like you said. I mean, Ohio State bans the letter M and crosses it out everywhere. That's like a different level.
That's why it's one.
Heavy.
When Southern
petty
spells
and hate.
JS who on the field, it gets no more realer than that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. But I mean, in terms of FCS rivalries, Perry, I'm telling you, like, the hate is just different, man. Like, there's only one other one, and I would still put it below Jackson Southern, and that's the Montana State rivalry. They really hate each other up there. But I mean, it's weird, Perry, because you would say that that Southern and Grambling obviously have like the more well-known rivalry. But Perry, I mean, even I've been to that one too.
That's a family reunion.
That's family.
Yeah, there's no hate there. Like,
we
Jackson
actually
and
gonna go
Southern
eat
fans-
with you on Thursday, and then we'll get into it with you Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It's like, hey, you know I love you. Come here. I don't love nothing about Jackson State. Okay.
There's
Well,
no
that's that
love.
neighbor down the street.
Take the J off and it's SU. That's the only way I look at it. There's no love ever for Southern and Jackson State.
Yeah, it's one, Perry, in the FCS for sure, and I still think it's top 10 nationally. I don't think this rivalry gets the respect it deserves nationally when people talk about the most hated rivalries in college football.
Because it's not the typical one where you see with these rivalries on our level is typically in a classic at a neutral site. This one, you got to show up to Jackson or Southern. And for most of the outside world, to be honest, they don't like Jackson or Southern. When you look at around the SWAC and around FCS, it's like, so when you get two schools who hate each other, but then you got two schools who everybody else hate, because everybody don't like Southern nor Jackson. I get it all the time. They cannot, and right now with Southern where they at, everybody's loving Southern's downfall. I mean, they loving it. They love the position that Southern's in. But then remember when everybody loved when Jackson was in that position until all hail Deion Sanders, who ascended from heaven and came down to Jackson, Mississippi, and purified the Jackson State football program and led them back in the righteous path.
God's calling. God's calling to be in Jackson, Mississippi.
And got them back right again. And now look at them. You can't tell them folks nothing. But let's look at the game today, Blue. And I'm going to start with you looking in the trenches. Let's look at the O-line of Southern going against this D-line of Jackson State. Your thoughts, because Southern is going to try to still establish itself as a run team. Why not when you got Trey Holly and Mike Franklin? And then looking against that Jackson State's defense, who last year they could not have any running success against this defensive line.
Yeah, Perry, this matchup's going to be so big for Southern, man, because I think we all can agree their offensive line didn't play well against North Carolina Central. I mean, and then you look at Valley. I don't think Valley has anybody on the front seven who are really playmakers, man. And I thought Southern did okay there, but they still allow, I want to say it was, 6 tackles for loss in that game. And that's been the biggest thing, Terry, is that Southern has really allowed way too many tackles for loss as an offensive line. They've allowed 6 in 3 of their first 4 games, and the one they didn't, they still allowed 4 in that one. If they're not able to establish the run, Perry, Southern literally has no shot at an upset. Like, there's not even a path to win this game unless they can run the football, because I just don't think Southern is an offense where you want your quarterback dropping back, not off the play action, and just trying to beat Jackson one-on-one and just throw this football down the field. That's just not going to be a recipe for success. And this offensive line has lost this battle for how many years in a row now, Perry? Because me and you were both at the SWAC championship the last time these two teams matched up. They got beat on the offensive line in that second half, man, and it was ugly.
There's
and
a brick
that's
wall.
going to be the thing is, can this offensive line establish any dominance on the line of scrimmage? But then you look across on the Jackson side, Perry, you have Ivory, who's a bona fide pass rusher. You have Jeremiah Williams coming back. You have Ware, the ULM transfer on the interior of the defensive line. Jackson's got the playmakers up front. Southern's going to have to find a way to work to that second level and get hands on these linebackers too, because if you let Reed Pulliam, you let Carmelo Jones, you let Ashton Taylor go without any offensive lineman presence back there, they're just going to go make the plays, man. They're too experienced, they're too talented not to go make the plays if the offensive line's not working up efficiently to the second level. So this is the matchup Southern has to find a way to win, Perry, because once we flip it, I think Southern has won that matchup before, where Southern's D-line has beat Jackson State's offensive line, but the problem has been their offense has put their defense in such bad situations, because with Jackson winning that battle, Southern's offense never gets going.
Kevin, let me ask you this, because being here in Baton Rouge covering Southern, the fan base, How much of a hot seat is it on Terrence Graves today if Southern does not pull out this victory over Jackson State in this ball game?
Ooh, things are going to get a little bit more hostile because we already got the losing streak. At this point in the season, Southern has not looked good. You done made the switch to a more established offensive coordinator. If you don't come out and at least look competitive against Jackson State, I think people are really just going to just tune out this season, because even though you're going to be 0-1 in SWAC play, you're going to get the usual everything we want is still in front of us. Is it really though? Because you've played 2 SWAC opponents, Jackson State, Alabama State.
3.
Well, you played 3, but I mean 2 really good ones.
Yeah, that's contenders.
Yeah, that's
you're supposed to be contending.
You played those 2 opponents, and you got run out the building by Alabama State. If you get run out the building by Jackson State, that really shows you're just not here.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a contender. You're just going to be going with the flow, and it's going to be real hard to get the fans, the people, to get really riled up about the rest of the season if it's one of those, oh, we can just skate through the West, but when it comes to the SWAC championship, it's going to be the same story it's been for the last couple of years. So this is going to be a really good tone setter, see if really Graves and the rest of the team, the staff, and they can really reel the fans in and really get them excited with something to look forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, because in my HBCU top 5 poll right now, Southern has already played 2 teams in my top 5. This would be the 3rd team. They played North Carolina Central, who's number 4. They played Alabama State, who's number 5 right now, who just dropped down. Now they're playing the number 1 team. Tough schedule, but nonetheless, you have not looked tough in that schedule against those tough teams who you're supposed to be a contender for. Jackson State was picked to win the East. You were picked to win the West. Southern, you would have expected to get a better outcome. I can take a loss. I really can.
Right.
It's how you look in that loss when you evaluate it. And it's like, so far in those losses against Alabama State and North Carolina Central, what they said, I'm not impressed.
No.
All right, let's get ready to take a break. When we come back on the other side, my man Kevin and Blue, we're going to break down keys to success to today's game and who we going to pick to win the game. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
HBCU top 5. Where could your team be this week? Barry, run it up.
Yeah, top 5. I moved some things around. We played musical chairs this week. Coming in at number 5, Alabama State. Still one of the better teams in the country in black college football to me. They had the week off after coming off that victory against Miles. They're getting ready for a big weekend coming up this week. But nonetheless, I still think they're a top 5 team. They just dropped a couple spots by having a bye week. At number 4, I'm going to go North Carolina Central. Humongous win over a rival in the Aggie Eagle Classic, and no better way to get it done than 40-piecing your biggest rival. For me, North Carolina Central and Trey Oliver are getting back on track. And you see 3 wins so far on the season. They're 3-2. I like where they're headed right now. They're the number 4 team, and they moved up. South Carolina State, the number 3 team, they moved down a notch. They got it just wasn't a good weekend for them, but nonetheless, Chennisberry, South Carolina State, still one of the better teams in black college football. I still think they are a formidable opponent, and I like the consistency of what it looks like as a program and not just a team that Chennisberry is building over there. They're 2-2 on the season. Who's moved up to me and really catching my attention? How about Alabama A&M Bulldogs? I mean, Sam Shade quietly is building something there. They did something they haven't done since 2011. That's beat Alcorn State. They've beaten Tennessee State. They handled Lane in a very good fashion. And this week, they're going to have their hands full with Bethune-Cookman. If they get that victory, Alabama A&M could be sitting at 4-1. And to me, that's a huge turnaround. They got the quarterback to do it with Cornelius Brown. If they can just get a solid defense and a run game to really back him up, I'm telling you, watch out for Alabama A&M. And then number 1, Jackson State, even though they had the week off, I still think nobody plays 3 phases of the game better than Jackson State. Offense, defense, and special teams. They're going to have that big game against Southern this weekend. They're still the number 1 team in the land. So my top 5, starting at number 5, Alabama State. Number 4, North Carolina Central. Number 3, South Carolina State. Number 2, Alabama A&M. And number 1, Jackson State. right, everybody, we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal. I'm Perry White. Glad to have you guys with us. Good morning to everybody listening on Talk 107.3 FM around the Baton Rouge capital city area and watching on our YouTube and Facebook. Be sure to keep up with the Jaguar Journal. We're on across all social media, TikTok, Facebook, X, Instagram. Go to the Jaguar Journal. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. What you laughing at, Mike? I'm trying to catch my breath, so I've got to say it slow. And as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Got my man Kevin Baptiste here in the studio, my man Zach McKinnell on the phone. But listen, I got to give it up to the #1 equipment staff and all the college sports over there at Southern University. My man Theo and everybody. How about my man Scooby? What's up, Scooby? My man Freeze. Good morning. Keith, Myron, hey. Everybody over there, man. Theo, Jaden, Coy, Andre. Everybody over there, man. Listen, good morning to y'all over there as y'all getting things together this morning. Got a shout out to the #1 equipment staff in college sports. All right, fellas, let's get ready to get to it. We got about 6 minutes. And we got, about 6 minutes? 6 minutes here. Kevin, I'm going to start with you. Keys for Southern University to win this game today. Can you find the keys?
Well, I'm gonna start with the offense. I'm gonna start with the offense. A common theme in these last few matchups for Southern is they have made things more easier for Jackson State, being the fact that Southern shoots themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, the game will be tight. It'll be low scoring. SWAC championship last year, perfect example. 10-10, third quarter, 1 turnover, and the dam just breaks right there.
Yeah.
They had 4 turnovers in that game, and Jackson State, I want to say, hell, they scored a touchdown just about all those turnovers. It's hard to beat any team. It's very hard to beat good teams whenever you're basically just giving them gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one thing Southern cannot do. They cannot have turnovers, especially on their own side of the field, and give this very good run game, have them start on Southern's side of the field. And another thing for the offense, they got sustained drives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you want to hit the big play. That's not really how I would live my life, but at the minimum, at least have a 10-play, 50-some yard drive that melts time off the clock. And even if you don't score a touchdown, make sure it comes out with some points to that point where you're giving your defense a break and you're also making this Jackson State defense respect what you were doing.
It reminds me of that opening drive North Carolina Central had in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Just totally had command.
Mm-hmm.
Were able to convert third downs when they needed with the receivers, able to continue to keep the ball pushing, and they just physically worked their way all the way down to the end zone on that first drive. That's what it reminds me of. Blue, your keys on the other side. I put you on the opposite side for Jackson State. Keys for success for Jackson State today.
The football there, it's very, very simple if you're Jackson, man. Football is all about matchups. Southern hasn't been able to stop the run all year outside of the Valley game, and Jackson is one of the best rushing offenses in the SWAC. Run the football, take the pressure off Jacoby and Morgan, let him thrive in the game manager role, and on the other side, stop the run and make Southern beat you with the pass. So that's the easiest recipe. Southern hasn't shown they can throw the ball on anybody. Take away Trey Holly in that talented running back room, make whoever plays the quarterback for Southern beat you. That's a recipe for success right there for Jackson.
I'm curious. Oh, go ahead.
Kind of going off Zach's point, Perry. That's why I'm really, really looking at Fred McNair today. Because the Fresno game, I mean, that was 2 teams on different sides of the talent spectrum. So I kind of punt on that. But I'm really looking to see how he can kind of get the best out of this offense. I mean, I'm not expecting him to have the offense, have Strother or McCoy, whoever come back and throw the ball 30 times.
And that's where I was going to go with it. I'm so curious of what the quarterback position is going to be today. I really am.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Strother.
Yeah.
I mean, going off what Graves said at the luncheon on Tuesday, he's not going to – he always does you'll find out on Saturday. Like, come on, T. Graves. Come on, man.
Hey, Mike, you want to be the quarterback? Kevin, you want to be the quarterback? Man. Blue, you want to be the quarterback? Hey, we'll find out. Tune in on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
We'll find out on Saturday. All right, T. Graves, I guess. But reading between the lines, I mean, Jalen is getting there, but he's still in that protocol. McCoy, Jackson State knows him front to back to front,
Christ.
side to side.
And remember, last year he was in the running a back and forth with Morgan for the starting spot. They both were sharing time into his injury against Southern in game 1. So
considering his struggles, there's no way they're going to throw him out against the team that knows him. So, I mean, Strother came in against Fresno, gave them 2 good drives. Maybe Graves and company, they want to, kind of keep some things on the down low, being the fact that Jackson State hasn't seen him much, hasn't seen Strother much. So I think it's going to be 15 getting the bulk of the reps.
Strother against that Fresno defense in that first drive I saw was able to complete those short intermediate routes.
Correct.
Those are the routes just Cameron McCoy just seemed he can't hit at all. That may be what Southern needs today to get the receivers into the game. Darren Morris, Cam Jefferson, and even the tight end, Dupree Fuller. I mean, you have to find a way to incorporate Dupree.
I've been very disappointed with the lack of production from the tight ends. I mean, some of it is their fault because there have been some drops. I mean, I remember Jermaine Minor Jr. He's had a few. He had one against Valley, one against Alabama State. But other than that, they have not been scheming up these guys really well. And I remember before the season, I asked Grace, I was like, man, what's one player who you really expect to take another leap this year? He said Dupree Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
So far this year,
haven't
seen it. So,
all right, Blue, predictions. Who you got? Winner, loser, today's game, Southern Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jackson State, man. I think it'll be a little bit, like Kevin said earlier, I think it'll kind of resemble the past 2 games where it's kind of competitive in the first half, but Jackson pulls away in the second. I like Jackson 31, Southern 20.
Kevin, spotlight's on you, my brother. Who you got today, Southern Jackson?
I'm going to give Zach the benefit for at least giving Southern 20 points. But but man, I'm going Jackson, man. Southern, I mean, they got to show me, man, and they haven't been able to really come through against the good teams. Not only have they lost to Jackson State the last 6 times, but they haven't scored 20 points against Jackson State in the last 3 games. So I'm going to roll with JSU. Final score, I'm going to go 34-14.
And for me, I look at today, I believe Southern is who they are. They say when somebody show you who they are, believe them. I've seen Southern against North Carolina Central, who's going to probably be a Black College National Championship contending team. I've seen them against Alabama State, who's going to probably be a Black College National Championship contending team. And now you're going against Jackson State, who's going to probably be a Black College National Championship contending team. Southern does not look like a Black College National Championship contending team. When you look at the struggles on offense, when you look at the struggles on special teams, those two within themselves can take you directly out of the game because there's only so much a defense can do when you constantly having them on the field because of turnovers, when you constantly having them on the field because of 3 and outs. For me, especially when you cannot put points on the board for special teams, I look at Jackson State. I will continue to say they are the number 1 team in Black college football, in my opinion, on my poll. I think they play the best 3 phases of the game, offense, special teams, and defense. I think you see that today. I think early on, Southern comes out and causes Jacoby and Morgan problems the same way they did with Andrew Body. But the problem is if Southern's offense don't capitalize by forcing Jackson State's offense off the field and not able to take those points when they can get them to get in the lead, Southern is not a play from behind team.
Not at all.
At all. The way that they like to run games. So for me, I'm going Jackson State in this one. Y'all don't, it is what it is. But Blue, for everybody out there, man, let everybody know real quick where they can keep up and find you at.
Yeah, man, SBS Football Central on SI.com/college/FCS, and the Blue Bloods on all podcast streaming platforms and YouTube, man. Again, Terry, appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Blue. Kevin, let everybody know where they can keep up with you at.
At KBaptiste Jr. on Twitter /X and also Instagram and on your television sets, WAFB, Channel 9.
And everybody out there, I appreciate you. Hey, shout out to everybody, all my tailgaters, all my listeners and supporters. Everybody coming into town. I know I got to get off here, but it's the biggest game of the year. It is Southern. It's Jackson. It's the Boombox Classic. It gets no better than this right here in Baton Rouge. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, be sure to keep up with the Jaguar Journal across all social media. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and keep up with us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. And the man upstairs says the same. We'll be back next week at the same time in the same place because always, it's the Jaguar Journal. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.